down. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. On second down, rolls. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. A nice pickup there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop.
Wilson to give to Rolls. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. And when you're running the football, one thing you don't want to see is a big boy coming up there to swallow you whole in those D tackles and nose tackles.
No, you're actually counting on your big boys to protect you from them. But on that play, the defensive tackle had the leverage, and he won the battle. No gain, correct?
No gain. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. A good pickup there at 22. They'll try to run with Rolls. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up second and goal. Big boys down there in the trenches, and a nice play to stop them cold. Nothing there.
Yeah, when you talk about big boys, you're talking about those defensive tackles, those nose tackles. They're not just big, they're immense, and what a big-time play there.
Again, it's Rolls. And after the good gain last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that is going to set up third and goal. Now Wilson. Give him 8 yards that time on the scramble, and now fourth down.
Well, partner, nothing comes open here, so he decides to escape out of there, and he doesn't pick up a first down, but he does gain additional yardage to set up a possible field goal attempt if they decide to go that route.
Oh, and now movement and a whistle, and they may have to rethink their plans on fourth down. He went backwards 5 yards there on third down to bring up fourth. And Walsh able to convert it as his kick is good, and the Seahawks grab a 3-0 lead. And we were scoreless up until this point in the second quarter. Now we finally have a little action.
Let's see where this action takes us. First quarter, no points at all. Now we've got our first score of the game. Well, does that signal that we're going to get more as we go along, or will it revert back to what we saw in the beginning of the game?
And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And on that last drive, went for it on fourth, turned it over. But good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on fourth down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
And a couple of big boys up front defensively, and in that 4-3, those D tackles so vital.
Extremely vital. I love how you describe that, because if they control things up front, often it's over the guard. Sometimes they slide and make it over the center. It's really hard to get a play started then, because a lot of teams want to start inside out running the football. But against a good 4-3, you may not find any space. But on that play, there was 0 space, no gain.
And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. He came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. And a big tackle there as the defender runs right through him at the 17-yard line. 1:59 to go in the first half. Back to CenturyLink Field after this. The drive begins with a run by Rawls. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. They go again with Rawls. And he'll lose yardage here, back to the 15. He'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down. I'm no offensive mastermind, but of all the guys on the field to block, you might want to stop him.
Look, I've got a very simple rule. An unblocked defender is usually your best defender, and he ended up making the play there.
Steps away to his left. He can run for it, and he will. And now a timeout called by the Cowboys defense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. He gets this away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. And now here come the Cowboys. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes there's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, all right, guys.
Ezekiel Elliott going to take it the distance. Touchdown, Cowboys. Ezekiel Elliott, 71 yards. And the Cowboys are able to show off their quick strike ability.
And while that touchdown does not give them an insurmountable lead, it's still a lead, and that always feels good to a team.
They'd love to take that into the lockers, but a little time left on that clock, so some work to do.
I like that. I like how you're guarding against a letdown there.
Already looking forward.
Coaching them up from right up here in the booth.
So, Charles, here's the big question for Seattle as they get ready to go again on offense. Who is going to step into that lead back role now? Because it was Chris Carson, the rookie, but he's injured. He's done for the year.
It's one of the great questions that they keep asking in Seattle, because in order for that offense to run the way that they design it and want to execute it, you need a back who's going to eat carries and get those tough yards inside. Can Thomas Rawls get back to the form he showed in 2015? Eddie Lacy, his Pro Bowl year with the Green Bay Packers. How about former wide receiver J.D. McKissick? He had a big game last week, scored a touchdown in their win over Indianapolis. Someone's got to assume that lead back role with Carson out.
2nd and 10 now, Wilson. Looking for Baldwin, intercepted. Picked off by Jordan Lewis. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
Really nice starting field position here for the offensive unit. In motion here is Witten. They'll try to sweep with Elliott. Oh, Elliott going to be hit. He coughs it up. Loose football. The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. So they almost turn it over there. Scary moment. 2nd down here. Prescott to throw it. Caught left side, Williams. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside.
when you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. Dez Bryant, a 20-yard touchdown. And the Cowboys will extend their lead. Now, that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here in the second quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the second half.
And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And I don't think he got there. No, they stop him right where it all started. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. A fake to Rawls. Now it's Wilson. And the Cowboys pressure gets there this time for the sack. DeMarcus Lawrence able to get in there and drop him behind the line. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. Wilson of the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. Final play of the half. It's Wilson being chased out left. He may try and run for this. Oh, and now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. But they will not be able to capitalize as time has run out here on the first half of play. And now, due to apparent time constraints, we fast forward to the beginning of the second half. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Out come the Cowboys now as he'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
And he'll get this one up to the 26. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. So 2nd and 9, the defense looking to put them in a bad spot here. And some extras coming up on the line here, readying for the blitz. They go to Elliott again. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. It's a gain of 6, moves him to a manageable 3rd and 2 situation. And the defense searches for one more stop here after the run on 2nd down. Prescott on 3rd and 2. Complete to Jason Witten. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. Dak finding his tight end Witten, and the Cowboys have a first down. The give is to Elliott. And very little room to maneuver. He'll get this down to about the 39. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
Again, it's Elliott. Stops shy of the 45 despite some powerful running. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5.
Third quarter, and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Prescott from the gun on 3rd. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Mike Bennett able to drop him for a loss of 12, and it'll be 4th down. Out now comes the Cowboys punter. On for his second punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. No returning this one. It sails out of bounds, and they'll spot it right at the 20. Now we'll see what this Seahawks offense has in store with their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the stop defensively. Now a chance really to set the tone here in quarter 3.
They can really take charge, can't they? And this is probably how it was drawn up at the half. I think we can go inside the locker room, all right? And I think we would see up on the grease boards, stop them defensively, get the ball back for the offense, and let's go downfield and score. Seems simple, right? The last part, we have to find out that's going to happen. But the first part worked to perfection. Did exactly what they wanted, and now their offense has to pay it off.
See if they can get the latter 50%. Wilson. And Graham's got it over the middle. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. A Seahawk first down. Wilson to his big target, Graham.
I like how they work the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not even going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
Here's Wilson, eluding the pressure right. And he's got some space here. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. 23 yards on the tuck and run.
Now this play was all about the eyes. As he rolled out to his right, he kept one eye downfield and one eye on what was in front of him, and he ended up picking up some pretty good yardage.
They go play action here on first down. Jalen Smith in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
Yeah, blink of an eye. That happened fast and a big sack. On second down, here's Wilson. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. David Irving in there to drop him, and sacks on first and second downs are going to lead to a 3rd and long. Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's the Seahawks with possession of the football, but they do trail here. Wilson to the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. So the D-line's going to spread out. It's Wilson. He's going to rifle one deep left. It's caught inside the 25. And all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. Doug Baldwin, 54 yards. And the Seahawks have made this a one-score game.
No, we're not cheering. No, we're not rooting. But I am excited about this. I know you are, too. We got a ball game again after that big-time strike.
Big-time strike, and you are right. Don't go anywhere yet. This thing's not done. And the wideout in motion. Throwing is Wilson. And this is caught. They got it. And that could be an important 2 points that gets him back within a field goal. Here's Walsh now to kick this one off. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Cowboys offense heading back out and ready to go again. Certainly want to avoid what they had to do last possession. That was punt the football, because this game's starting to tighten up.
In a basketball sense, you think about taking a little bit of the air out of the ball, right? Maybe milk some clock, limit the possessions. In this case, they might want to do the same thing, but control the game offensively. Put together some first downs, put together a drive, and keep it away from them.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down. Elliott running right. It'll only be a gain of a yard, and it sets up a 3rd down and 4 now. Well, with the fumble he had earlier, we know how key keeping the football is here. That fumble earlier probably at the forefront of his mind. Just hold on to this thing.
It's also at the forefront of the mind of the guys who are trying to get the ball from him. And since they've seen him drop it on the ground before, they're doing everything possible to have him do it again. They need that turnover.
They run for him with Morris. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. Call it a 1-yard gain on the play. And on 4th down, they're able to convert and move the sticks. They go back to Elliott. He's been busy. And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Well, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. This is Morris. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. They'll get 6 there on the run, but it brings up 4th down. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it. Get the first down. Close it out.
They'll run it with Elliott. And he will not even make it back to the line of scrimmage. Ezekiel Elliott not able to get it past the marker. And the Seahawks, they'll get the football back in outstanding field position. Wilson now off the bootleg. Flush to his right. Room here to run. Got some real estate inside the 30. And all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. Russell Wilson with now 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns. And the Seahawks have taken the lead here in the 4th. And that will make this a 4-point game. Here's Walsh now to kick this one off. Here's the Dallas offense now heading back out onto the field. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession.
Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Michael Bannon in there to pick up his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. 2nd down, Prescott. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. The Cowboys' all-time receptions leader, Jason Witten, the intended target. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down. Around 2 minutes to go, and if the D can hold them, that'll end this one.
We always think about the offense attacking. In this case, I'm looking for the defense to do the same.
They'll look to throw. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off at the 33. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. Boy, what a turnaround. They exited the lockers with a nice lead, and now all of this. What's happened?
So when you start to write your novel, you'll start out with, it was a tale of 2 halves, won't you?
But I'm a bad writer.
I don't know exactly what happened, because sometimes teams can go in with a lead and get too comfortable, too relaxed, and a couple of things go wrong, and it's hard to get back that good feeling. Nice job by that defensive front there to hold them to a short gain on first down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run. They stay on the ground, rolls again, and he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. And now a timeout called by the Cowboys defense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Wilson to throw. Dancing to his left. He can run for it, and he will. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. And now the Cowboys are going to call another timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. And that is no good. Oh, he missed it just wide of the upright, and this score will stay right where it is.
Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
He'll look to throw. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. Call it a gain of 5, and it'll be a 2nd down. Again to Elliott. And he loses the football a 2nd time. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line.
Well, that simply is a missed opportunity. They're in position. If they take the ball downfield and score, they've got a chance to win the game. Instead, they cough it up. I don't think next week at practice is going to be a whole lot of fun for him.
On the other side, no bigger time to force a turnover when you've got that small lead.
Yeah, and when you look at it from the offense's perspective, taking care of the ball, so important. I know they're going to have all kind of ball security drills in practice all next week.
A little bit of ground to make up for the offense as they face a 2nd and 11. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is going to be stopped here at the line of scrimmage, and time is going to expire in this football game. A great come-from-behind victory in this one, Charles, and really the difference, obviously, was that 4th quarter. They dominated.
And it has to start with believing that you can make that comeback. Because we've been in games before. We've done games where you just look at one team and realize they have no chance of making it back. Not in the one we just saw here. They did it, and they did it well.